it's time. And I think I enjoyed mat leave so much because
Where
I
are
knew
you?
there was an end. I'm actually really looking forward to going back to work and see all my colleagues and friends and have some uninterrupted adult conversation again.
Uh-oh, where'd you go?
While I was on mat leave, we purchased a house in Toronto, which, as everybody knows, is not cheap. So because that was a decision we made for our family, I want my son to have a backyard. The trade-off is I got to go to work to pay for half of that. I'll be up at 5. I'll work out, probably a little less because I'm going to be walking to the GO station, so that'll balance that off. Then I'm going to get myself ready. Hopefully, he wakes up at 7:30. For that half hour, get him ready, get him out the door to daycare. I'm very worried as to how I'm going to do everything I do in a day in those couple of hours that I'm awake after work. So, laundry, groceries, just cleaning. I don't know when I'll do that because, I can do it when he naps now, or I could do it before he wakes up. I'm going to be getting ready for work at that time. So my husband gets home earlier than I do. I commute downtown. So he will be home for a whole hour without me, and he will be catching up with our son and getting dinner on the way. So we hope. Love the Wiggles. The Wiggles answers all mommy's problems. And if not, you know what? We'll just eat a little later. At the end of the day, no one's keeping score. And that's what I learned the most about being a mom. Like, you just can't expect things not to change. They're just bound to change day to day. And as long as you embrace that, then you know what? You can do it all.
I love seeing Christina's story, and I love seeing moms that are going through that debate, figuring out, are they going to stay home? Are they going to go back to work? And you sort of have to go through a checklist with yourself to figure out what decision works for you and what decision works for your family. So we're going to talk about that right now. Your first tip, you say, get talking.
Get talking. So, so last night I basically posted on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, what are your thoughts? And whoa, did I get a response. The thing about this topic is that really it's quite emotional.
Right.
It kind of pushes at some triggers for people. And so people are very passionate about the decision. People are like, you know what, stay at home, own it, be a CEO. Other people are like, absolutely, you need to kind of go back to work. And so there's a huge range, right?
Yeah.
A huge range. And tip number 1 is you want to get talking right away. And one of the things that I find when I'm working with women and, husbands and wives around this topic is they wait to the end. It's almost like it's such a tricky topic. It's like, okay, I don't want to think about it. Don't talk to me about this until like, 8.5 months into it. And you really do need quite a bit of time to process, to think, to research, to possibly talk to your employer.
Yeah.
So you want to get talking sooner.
I would be talking about it while I was still pregnant. But that's the planner in me.
Yeah.
I know.
You're
That's the planner in me. Like, I need to have a full list of what will be happening in the next 5 years of my life.
Yes, yeah.
But things change as well. Once you have the baby and you see how things are working out while you're at home, you might flip things. You might want to go back earlier. You might want to go back later.
Yes.
Right?
So you want to start the dialogue with your spouse, with yourself, and just give yourself ample time.
Yeah.
Do not put yourself in that little corner. So that's number 1.
Okay.
Tip number 2 is you want to do a work audit. And what I mean by a work audit is, so half of the work that we do at our Leadership and Counseling Center is actually with organizations. So I do training all across North America on companies, and the thing that we really work on is around engagement. How fully engaged are actually employees? And one of the things around engagement with employees is that there's certain things in our jobs that totally energizes us and certain things that actually deplete us. And so what you want to do is you actually want to look at your job that you left, saying, okay, what are the things that I liked? What are the things that I didn't like? What are the pros? What are the cons? What are the things that energize me? What are the things that deplete us? Because for a lot of women, and I've seen this, women process this decision very differently than men.
Okay.
So with women, it's not necessarily just about a paycheck. It's about personal development, professional development, leadership, networking, community, social networking, talking to people, making a difference. There's a lot of other values that we get from work other than a paycheck.
Totally.
And so it's really important for people to look at the entire picture, saying, okay, like, what are the things I really like and don't like? Because my perspective around this topic is that it's going to be different for everybody. It is not like one, there's not a right way and a wrong way.
Right.
I think the best gift we can give our children is to be
Happy.
and fully engaged and present when we're with our children.
Yes.
So we want to kind of look at the work piece. Is that going to be help me be the best version of myself, or is it not?
Right.
So kind of doing the bit of the work audit kind of helps with that.
And being honest with yourself about what was going on.
Yes.
So not romanticizing it,
Yes.
but also not being too harsh about it, because maybe
Yes.
emotionally you're feeling really tied to this baby.
Yes, exactly. And so it kind of gives you just a chance to kind of step outside of it and really try to look at it strategically and critically around, what are the things that, who am I? And what are the things, who am I? And what's going to be kind of a good fit?
Yes. Well, the next tip really does speak to the who am I, because it's a values audit.
It's a values audit.
What is important to you?
What is important to you? And you want to kind of make a list of the things. So what are the things that are important to you on a scale of 0 to 10? And I like scaling things because it kind of makes it a little bit more concrete. On a scale of 0 to 10, how important is it for you to go back to the job that you had? How important is it for you to be actually stay at home? How important is it for you to have that paycheck? Really kind of do a values audit and scale it, because it will kind of help you in terms of, again, making that decision.
Right.
And for me, I'm self-employed, so it's going to be different. When you don't work, there's no money. So that's,
Right.
you have to kind of plan for that. But it surprised me when I was making my choice, because I had planned to be off for 6 months.
Yeah.
After 3 months, my husband, God bless him, says to me, I wonder if you should go back earlier. And I'm like, well, what do you mean? He goes, you're not really yourself. And I was like, no, but I want to be a great mom, and I want to be at home. He's like, Karyn, people are different, and I think you need to meet. And he encouraged me to go back.
Right.
Because I was just not the real me. And so what I ended up doing is actually going back part-time, because my brain was mush.
Yeah, I see myself in you, my friend. That's why I'm laughing.
Oh my goodness.
And my husband recognized it as well.
And he saw it. And so there was no guilt. He's like, no, I think just go back part-time. Go back part-time and get your brain working again, and have like your life outside of being a mom. And for me, it was a great thing. But thankfully, he saw that.
Yes.
And realizing that for me, it wasn't about money. It was simply about, I love to have a job outside of my home. Like, I really love to have meaning. I'd like to have a sense of purpose outside of my home.
And it's so different for so many different people. I've had so many conversations with moms in my neighborhood, and they just wish they could stay home. They want to be with the kids so badly, and I understand it and I feel it.
Yeah.
For me, it's not the right choice. I don't know if it's growing up with the working mom, or the fact that I really love my job, and I really like having this
and
thing.
you get energized.
I get energized by it. I like being able to have all of these different segments of my life.
Yes, I'm
so that
totally
when
the
I
same way.
put them together, the whole picture equals happiness.
Yes.
But I think if it was just a couple of the sections, it wouldn't be as happy for me. I'm a better mom working, I find.
Exactly.
And so for my first mat leave, we split it up immediately, and I did 6 months, and Leo did 6 months. And then the second time around with Eva, I took off like, I don't know, a day. Like, I was gone for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And I was worried about that one, because 6 weeks is really short. But when I got back, I was like, oh no, this was okay.
It was the right fit for you.
It was fine.
Yeah.
I came back on limited hours. I wasn't here for, a full shift. It was just a couple hours a day, but it was fine. It was good. It works with who I am. That works with my DNA. So you have to be
honest with yourself.
You got to be really honest with yourself and who you are, because I did feel sort of like, okay, come on, a real mom would want to stay with her kids, would she not?
Right.
But no, I'm a real mom, and I want to go to work.
And
I do.
Honestly, I think the best gift, I know growing up, I know people, some stay-at-home moms that were like flat in their energy, and not because they wanted to do something more.
Wanted some more.
And I know other people that are working all the time that kind of want to be at home. And so I think we have to stop kidding ourselves. Say, okay, well, what's the right fit for me?
Yeah.
And what do I actually do to be fully engaged with my kid? What's a good fit for me?
Really good tips, Karyn. Thank you for that.